the thing, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, Gavin, but like what Tony Gilroy has done show running wise for, I just watched all of Andor, like season 2, and it is the best Star Wars since Empire Strikes Back, hands down. So, and kind of going off of what Matt just said with Marvel and everything too, if like Lucasfilm came to you and said, "Hey, we want," because I think honestly, like your style of what you do with emotional and characters, kind of what Tony Gilroy does this season, I'd love to see you do something like that. Is a Star Wars thing, if they were like, we want you to do something smaller, if it was television, if it was movies, is Star Wars something you'd be interested in?
No, I'm not a big sci-fi guy. I would want to do Warriors. That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's what I want. If I do a TV show, like I was supposed to, there was a show on HBO that I was an EP on called Mayor of Easttown with Kate Winslet.
Oh, great show.
Yeah.
So that show, the guy who wrote The Way Back, Brad Inglesby, he wrote The Way Back and he wrote Mayor of Easttown. He and I became friends, and he's like, "Look, I have this idea for a TV series, like a limited series," and I was, it was about a woman who's a cop, and I was like, dude, we've seen that story 1,000 times. Like, how it's all like character, and how do you? But he wrote it on spec, and he gave it to me. I'm like, this is fucking great. And then he wrote the second one, and it was just as great. And then so it was at that point, it was just Brad and I, and then we got Kate. So now it was me, Brad, and Kate, and I was supposed to direct all of them. That was the plan. And everybody wanted it because they were good, and we had Kate. Once you had Kate, we had everybody. So we set it up at HBO, and I was supposed to direct them all. But what I realized, I'm not very good at, like in TV, the guy who writes them is the showrunner, like the creator is the showrunner, like Tony was on these, and then if you're directing it, you kind of have to, you guys have to figure it all out together. It's group decisions with the two of you. And I'm just not really good. And as it should be, because he's creating it, but I want to do my own show that I've written, that I've created, that I don't have to like look at someone else for their approval, or like, we have to both decide on it.
Yeah.
So I just ended up being an EP on it.